What it do, y'all? Random guy here. And are you ready for death battle? Let's go. We got the two big dogs. Marvel versus DC. Ant-Man versus the Atom. Put down your predictions down below. Who do you got? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna survive this death match? I gotta go with the Atom, Ray Palmer. Usually DC is more OP than Marvel, so I'm going with Atom. I think Atom is stronger than Ant-Man. But I love both characters. Let's get straight into it. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Let's go.
Buy BetterHelp and Mint Mobile.
Now shout out to them. Shout out to Rooster T. Shout out to Death Battle. Great YouTube channel. Great content.
Antman, Marvel's founding member of the Avengers.
Let's go.
DC's legendary Mighty Might.
Good things come in small
Hey,
packages.
fellas, remember, that's the size of the boat. It's the motion in the ocean. So, hey, size don't matter. Tiny packages can do a lot of big things.
Award behind me. Me and my twin brother Rasmus got this award because we made over 50 million.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Man, ants are
We're
disgusting.
just trying to get these out of the way.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons,
Death
armor,
battle.
and skills to find out who would win
Let's
a
go.
death battle. Did you know that ants can lift 50 times their own body weight? That'd be like if you lifted a car straight over your head.
I did, thanks to my fun fact of the day calendar. Also, Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada yesterday.
Well, I bet your calendar
Hate
didn't
Pym,
tell you
okay.
that Dr. Henry Pym...
I'm glad they're using Hate
Hey,
Pym because I ain't gonna lie,
was
Scott
considered a
Lang
genius
is
at a very
easily the worst Ant-Man out of all of them. He's just so mid at best.
early age. By 3 years old, doctors declared that he was smarter than both his
Dang.
parents
What a prodigy.
combined.
He eventually majored in biochemistry and became one of the most successful scientists in his field.
One of the top
He had
5
big
smartest
ideas
people
about
alive
shrinking
in the
the
Marvel
size of
universe.
cargo to reduce shipping costs. Logistics.
All of which made him a laughing
Alright,
stock in
I'm
the
sorry, let me
scientific
rewind back a
community
little
and
bit.
sparked a
I missed that part.
long-lasting insecurity and need to prove.
Logistics.
All of which made him a laughing stock in the
What a
scientific
loser.
community and sparked a long-lasting insecurity
Let's go,
and
Hank.
need to prove himself.
But he did it. He developed a working serum. He went from laughing stock to Christmas stocking. The much better stock, right behind Bean and Live.
So naturally, he
As
used
you do.
the serum on himself, like any self-respecting scientist would,
Yo.
and shrank down to the size of an ant.
And just when things started going south, a sweet little ant, let's call her Aunt Hathaway, swooped in and led Hank safely back to his lab where he could return to full size.
Hank
Ant-Man, that's pretty cool.
Superhero Ant-Man. Along with his new identity came a fascination in entomology, which makes total sense. Ants are fascinating.
Did you know that ants can talk to each other in a bunch of different ways? Through touch, sound, or even
What?
sharing information by barfing at each other.
It's actually called trophallaxis, and they're not barfing per se. It's more like passing
Hey,
food
true love.
mouth to mouth.
Gross! Hank figured out how to communicate with his new pets, not by barfing, but by creating a cybernetic helmet that mirrors an ant's antenna. And he's even developed genuine relationships.
I haven't
with
watched the new
some ants,
Ant-Man
like
yet,
Ulysses
Ant-Man
S.
3.
Ant
Let me know down below, is it good or not? Did they mess up Kane? I just came to Disney Plus, I think the other day. I plan on watching it this weekend.
Didn't stop there. Hank developed a lot of amazing tech like a stinger pistol that focuses his bioenergy into a stun beam, and image-inducing camouflage to mask himself as an ant. It worked so well it fooled Reed Richards, the smartest guy on the planet.
He also built a suit that runs on that nifty serum he made back in his lab. It lets him
Particles.
shrink things to the newly discovered Pym particles, named after himself. Classic Hank.
And the Pym particle is the key to unlocking the fundamental constants of the quantum mechanics at play here. They enable you to decrease the
Wow.
distance between atoms. However, in order to do that,
Oh,
you
so
have
we
to
going, we
change
getting into
the
math and
ratio
chemistry.
of
They losing me.
electromass
I don't understand none of this.
An atom's nucleus.
Of course. Like how when you make a bagel pizza, you can't fit the whole pizza on a bagel. Believe me, I've tried. It's too small. You just gotta put less on.
Sure, Boomstick. So the Pym particles are actually displacing mass to an alternate dimension
Okay.
in order to maintain that ratio.
Oh, it's like having a second bagel to put the rest of your pizza on. I get it.
But if that were true, he shouldn't be able to punch with full-size strength if he has less mass.
And he's definitely lighter, because otherwise he'd crush the sweet ants he rides, like Vince Antman Go here.
His mass is being replaced with massless neutrinos, but that doesn't adequately explain how he can have less mass.
Jesus Christ, his
and more
comments
mass
are
at the same
confusing.
time.
Sure it does, Wiz. Trust Pym and his particles. Look at the guy. He's explaining the whole thing while wearing a lab
That is
coat.
true.
What's more trustworthy than that? You're the exception.
You think you understand this?
The Ant-Man and the Flash? Crossover we never thought we'd see.
Something about a boar, so I guess you wanted ham on that pizza, but I already made the pizza.
Will you take that coat off?
No.
Regardless, there is virtually no limit to Hank's ability to shrink. He can go beyond subatomic down to the underspace, a plane of existence
Wow, he
above all
is OP.
realities in the Marvel universe.
And Hank has literally changed his biology. He's rewritten his own chemical makeup to prevent
Wow.
anyone else from changing his size. And he's used Pym particles so much, he's now got an energy field around him that lets him change the size of people or objects
Oh,
on the
man,
fly.
he might win this
By
then.
straight up firing Pym particles in the air.
He's never shy about using them.
Hey,
either.
the
He
Wasp.
eventually supplied his wife, Janet Van Dyne, with some Pym tech to become
And
the Wasp, his partner in crime.
We're gonna bring up a little domestic
Two
violence.
ended up
I don't think
rubbing
they're gonna bring it
shoulders
up.
with A-listers like
If you know, you know.
Thor, Iron Man, and the Hulk to take down Loki. Ant-Man and the Wasp were actually the ones that captured him and pitched the idea of forming the Avengers.
Unfortunately, Hank's insecurities started to creep back in, and he felt that if he wanted to keep up with the big heroes, he was going to have to think bigger.
Enter a bunch of those
Giant
big
Man,
alter
yep.
egos like Yellow Jacket and Giant Man, where he can grow anywhere from 12 feet tall to so big he can enter the overspace,
Of course.
the polar opposite of the underspace.
There he met Eternity, who called him
Whoa.
Earth's Scientist Supreme. Something he won't let you forget.
Hank pushed himself to these insane heights, even though he knew the strain on his body could be
Yo,
fatal.
Ant-Man might
But
get
he
this
simply
though.
didn't care and kept pushing himself. Thus, his greatest and worst
Yeah,
creation
it's-
was born. Ultron.
Yep, all the Tin Man
His-
Tron
his
was
son-
created by Hank, not Tony like the movies. But the mass murder butt thing turned out pretty much the same. Big swing and a miss there.
The fallout from Ultron left Hank in a bad place, to say the least. His guilt made him feel like an utter failure, and that his best work was behind him. This led Hank to
They
do
brought it up.
unspeakable things.
A real low-life move. And even though poor mental health doesn't excuse this behavior, it was clear that Hank
Yeah,
needed
man.
help.
Shout out to
He
Hate,
suffered
man.
multiple
Tough
mental
life,
breakdowns,
dude. I'm
endured
still
the
here in my
physical
book.
toll of the Pym particles, and had bipolar disorder that went undiagnosed for years.
So Hank finally did the best thing he could. He acknowledged his problems, got the help he needed, and committed to self-improvement.
Shout out to you, Hank.
Producers, imagine having samples that make you react like this.
Okay.
And with that help, Hank slowly started making things right. He rebuilt the West Coast Avengers, gave Scott Lang his blessing to become the second Ant-Man, and finally defeated Ultron.
He created a backdoor Trojan infiltration code to defeat Ultron that was so advanced, it went on to replicate and evolve all on its own to create a new species made up of artificial intelligence.
They don't call him the god of modern AI for nothing. Hank has showed over and over again that
true
he's an
hero.
integral part of the Marvel Universe.
Not just by ways of his scientific contributions
Take
or
that,
victories
son, you
in
need a
battle,
whooping.
but by proving that heroes come in all
I'm gonna
shapes
put you in
and sizes.
timeout.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
It can be easy to spend
that would-
all
that
your
would Hank
time with your
need
work,
better
your
help.
friends, your family, but how much time do you actually
That would Hank and
spend on
Ultron need.
yourself?
And they go to therapy,
Therapy
man.
can be an incredible asset to your mental health, even if you don't think you need it right at this moment. A lot of these problems can be hard to spot without self-reflection and an outside perspective. It's easy to accept things with BetterHelp. Visit
Man, I don't know. I might change my
today to
pick.
get 10%
I
off your
still
first
think
month.
that Adam got it though.
BetterHelp,
I hope he still do. I don't want to be wrong.
HTTP://deathbattle.
Let's go, Ray.
Ray Palmer was born your average human-sized person. He grew up in the Northeast, studied physics at Ivy University, and did
Aw,
everything
good
Mama
boy.
and Papa Palmer told him to do. Probably.
Everything was pretty typical for Ray until one fateful night when he took a walk to take his mind off a frustrating experiment and saw a
What?
meteor
This is-
fall from the sky.
This is an origin
Ran
story?
up to the crash and found himself a life-changing piece of a white dwarf star, and immediately started messing around with it. Who wouldn't?
He discovered that he could focus ultraviolet rays
That's
through
pretty
it
cool.
and shrink inanimate objects. There was just one problem. When he shrunk things, they exploded. Every
That's
time.
a big
I
problem.
do not see the problem. Sounds like he found a foolproof way of blowing stuff up. Case closed.
Ray was determined to figure out how to shrink objects without blowing them up. But first,
He had
went
Nature
on a
Club. I
hike
love Ray Palmer.
And as a fellow scientist, I have to question his priorities.
But hey, it seems to work for him.
I mean,
Nice
hey, you
for
gotta
him.
do what you gotta
Different
do.
hikes for different mics, am I right?
While in a cave, the ceiling
What?
suddenly collapsed, trapping everyone inside. After searching high and low for another exit, Ray found a small opening and had an idea. He could try to shrink himself down and get help, even if it meant he might explode before he got the chance.
But he didn't explode. I hope this story has a happy ending at least.
Perplexed, Ray determined there must have been something special about him that made him uniquely immune to the explosive.
The editor. The
Something
editor.
super
It was the
scientific
editor.
convenient
The writer did it.
that we never get any more information on.
So he got to work and created himself a suit to harness the power of the
The
White
Atom.
Dwarf Star and became the Atom.
Adam uses the white dwarf fragment to decrease his size while having control over his density, which makes a lot of sense considering that white dwarfs have the mass of a star, like the
Yep.
sun. But their volume is more like the Earth's,
Universe.
making them among the densest objects in space.
Just a teaspoon of the
Jesus.
stuff could weigh up
That's
to
kinda heavy.
100 tons. That's one strong spoon.
When Adam shrinks and shifts his weight, he's actually sending his extra mass to a dimension called the mass zone.
Where, Adam could maybe live forever. At one point, Ray's apprentice, Ryan Choi, was murdered by Deathstroke, but willed
God,
some
I
of his
swear
mass
comments,
to the
bro,
mass
they
zone and was
makes
able
no
to
sense
survive in
after.
that dimension. So these guys can potentially cheat death, but
Right.
would be stuck there without any outside help.
But from one scientist to another, what's most impressive is Ray's creation of the bio belt. That's what allows Adam to use the power of the white dwarf and shrink while maintaining any weight from immaterial to his full 180 pounds. There's even been times where it's stated that he was able to become almost as dense as a white dwarf star itself for a few seconds.
The belt is also how he can travel through phone lines or through the air, on currents or light beams. Over time, Ray has spread out the white dwarf power to other parts of his suit, and now the bio belt acts as a utility belt for his shrunken weapons and tech. It also prevents his size or mass from being altered by any outside forces.
And while he can only increase his size back to his natural 6 feet in height, his ability to shrink is near limitless. He can travel between subatomic space to the microverse, the foundation of all reality in the DC universe, where
That's
atoms
pretty
become the
cool.
size of planets.
Typically, he can increase back to his normal size with such force he can smash through diamonds. So if Adam increases his size too much while still within the microverse, he could blow up the entire fabric of reality
What?
from the inside out.
Shrinking down to that size means that he can shrink small enough to rearrange atoms themselves.
Yep, Ray can take individual molecules
Was
and
it atom
rapidly
bomb?
expand them to
Yeah.
cook up a small nuclear blast in the palm of his hand. Oh, Ray Palmer.
Nice.
I just got that.
He also once disarmed a bomb by rearranging its atoms. At that size, he can move at the velocity of light. So fast and so randomly, he basically acted as a barrier between any
This
and all
stuff is
possible
mind-blowing.
atom combinations. But come on, there's no scientific explanation here for him to have superhuman senses or awareness to comprehend being everywhere at the same time.
Ah, it makes total sense. If you're small enough, you can fit in almost everything.
I'm still waiting on Injustice
everywhere,
3.
all at once. Like how you can fit an entire pizza into a calzone, and then you have a whole pizza everywhere inside the calzone. Man, I get it. Science is pizza.
No! Science is all I have! Why are you doing this to me?
On top of all of Ray's amazing inventions and abilities, he's also got some more classic weapons, like a laser blaster and a freaking
No
sword
way.
he used to fight a giant crocodile. Relative to his size.
That was when Ray was believed to be dead, but was actually just stuck at 6 inches tall and stranded in the Amazon rainforest, where he encountered an alien race known as the Catarthans.
And get this, he ended up leading a rebellion against their tyrant king and
They're
became the
living
ruler
that-
of
they're not living
all the
life.
Kardashians.
And as
None but dogs. Smashing alien females. Goat.
terrorism didn't stop there. The Atom was a very well-respected hero, and was even asked to join the Justice League of America shortly after it was formed.
He fought alongside Batman and his best bud, Hawkman.
Imagine
Oh,
if dozens
boy.
of small businesses in your town funnel $299 straight in.
And you don't fight with those guys without picking up a thing or two.
Impressive combat skills aside, Adam's greatest contribution to the legendary team was always his incredible mind.
He once created kryptonite inside of Superman by realizing that if he gathered up enough Kryptonian protons, they would eventually become radioactive.
While stranded in limbo, Adam realized that if the Flash sped up the rate of a nuclear reaction's stellar evolution to exhaust its core, they could turn a fire demon into a black hole and use it as
I
a
guess
wormhole to get
so.
back to Earth.
He's a brilliant, hard-working, and determined scientist that never stops working on a problem until he's found a solution. I mean, if I figured out how to blow stuff up as well as he did, I would have stopped right there. I'm the hero that blows stuff up. Wouldn't even need to change my name.
Ray
he
Palmer
really is
lived
living the dream.
going from research scientist to legendary superhero. He picked up the pieces presented to him and built something greater than the sum of its parts.
Who knew this tiny titan with massive brains would have just as much brawn?
Death Battle! Let's go!
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Mint Mobile.
It's no surprise, inflation is everywhere. There's no escaping it. And if you're looking for a break, look no further than Mint Mobile.
Alright guys, last second, who do y'all have? I'm still sticking with the Atom. I'm kind of nervous though. This game 7.
Possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
My boy Ray. Oh, that's hang. That's hang. Yeah, that's hang.
You should pick on someone your own size, relatively speaking.
How did you do this? It's laced with a particle I've never seen before.
They're called Pym particles, and I'm Hank Pym, Scientist Supreme. You should have knocked.
Let's go. A small battle, a mini fight. Got him.
You're using pieces of a white dwarf star? That's cute.
Everything we needed already
Figure it
existed.
out.
You just needed to be smart enough to put the pieces together. Scientist Supreme!
This is amazing.
Did you know that at any given moment, there are about 2.5 million
What?
ants under your feet?
Is that
I
true?
mean, that makes sense, but why are you bringing that up right now?
Is that actually true? I need to fact check that. Gotta kill some ants, baby. Call me pest control.
Took you long enough. Okay, let's try this. I'll hack his belt. You lay low and let me know what you find.
Gotcha. Now on my watch.
If I search every electron path in his gun and study their probability wave functions, I just might be able to!
Uh-oh. Michael verse? Yep. Is it? Uh-oh. B. Him on the right. Keep your head up.
What's happening? He must be reaching his limit. If we don't get out of here quick, he's gonna destroy all of reality. Now, my pets! You have your tricks and your tools, but I created something beyond the limits of human existence. I operate on a scale you
Huh?
can't
What happened?
even comprehend.
Uh-oh. It's...
You can't be afraid to think big.
No! He lost?
KO!
Ant-Man and Adam both had many answers to each other's abilities and arsenals. Both were able to store various weapons at a shrunken state, both were trained in judo, and they both could obviously keep up with each other's ability to shrink at will.
Though there was one small thing Adam couldn't answer to. The ants! Hank's bond with his pets
I
left
didn't
him some
think
small
about the
advantages that
ants.
Ray just didn't have enough
He got a whole
anti-ant
freaking army.
tools in his bio belt.
But in Adam's defense, the fact that he could punch with a fist packed with all of his mass meant that a close-up fight, while small, would leave Hank with few options since he can only punch with his normal human strength.
Even still, all Ant-Man would need to do is keep his dissed ants with the help of his insect confidants and
Nice.
devise another plan of ant-tack, something Hank has no shortage of.
For instance, Ant-Man could alter Adam's size thanks to the Pym particle field he generates. Hank would just need to stall long enough to remove or disable Adam's biobelt, and he's had no trouble hacking enemy tech in the past.
But even with the biobelt busted, it wouldn't stop Adam's ability to shrink since the white dwarf power is contained throughout his suit. Destroying the belt only meant that Ant-Man could alter Adam's size.
Whereas Hank has literally rewritten his own biology to prevent outside size alteration. And while
See, I
Adam's
didn't think about
abilities
this
are
stuff.
definitely
I should pay more
impressive, they
attention.
are limited, and Ant-Man simply aren't, at least by comparison. Hank could always match Ray's size or just
Yeah.
take the fight to the overspace where he would have the edge, both physically and mentally.
The overspace can mess with the human mind, but we've seen that Hank can handle it.
But if the Scientist Supreme is really so smart, why didn't he just immediately go up Adam's butt and blow him up from the inside?
What's wrong with you, Wiz?
Integrity.
Aren't you a fellow man of science?
This is the meanest thing you've ever done to me.
Adam
Dang,
sized up
killed by some
Ant-Man, but in
ants
the
and stuff.
end, he was the one who had to say, Uncle.
Hey, shout out Ant-Man.
Is
Hey,
Ant-Man.
tough fight. We almost had it.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We have a new death battle
You missed the
releasing
last
every
second
2
shot.
weeks this year. And click the join button to get new perks and extra content. Planet level members even see death battles
Who's
before
next? Who's
anyone
next?
else, so don't miss out.
Who the heck is this? Who's that guy? Oh, Scott Dark Souls. I don't know about that.
Are you tired of not getting...
Alright guys, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like and subscribe. If you did enjoy it, dislike and let me know why in the comment section down below. Once again, I am the Random Guy. I am out.